Bonjour les gars, je suis ici depuis, je pense, 3 jours. Maintenant, on va commencer avec le nouveau vidéo. You know where we are, so let's get into it, guys. So, guys, where was I? I was in Luxembourg, and again, it was a useful trip to go on because the weather there was actually quite misty and foggy and a bit dreary for the time I was there. But at the same time, I was given the opportunity to try out this fragrance. So this is 12 hours basically after having the fragrance, even in the UK and also in Luxembourg, and having that experience with it. And how did it go for me? So some of you guys have been asking for the video, so thank you very much. Still need to sort myself out. I've been traveling, get a shave and everything else like that, but I'm going to get this video down while it's still fresh in my memory. So guys, this is the unexpected fresh and spicy. As you see, there was a video with a lady, Joanna, giving her perspective of it. And I think, to be honest, guys, I see some of you guys making comments to say you don't particularly like the female review. Now, for me, guys, if we don't even hear what ladies have to say, what's the point? What is the point? I mean, you could have your perspective on the fragrance, you could like it, but at the same time, you could be wearing a fragrance which is quite offensive to other people. And for me, guys, it's still useful to get a lady's opinion. And I try to have my videos in a way that I can get different ladies' opinions, not just one type of lady, one type of background, not at all. So, guys, for this one, as you know, $12.99. 12 hours later, what are my thoughts on it? Now, for me, guys, I'm going to say straight off the bat, I assume you guys have already picked up on this. This is, in my opinion, a older type of fragrance. This isn't something I think would be for someone in there, maybe in their teens. This isn't definitely not an Invictus type of fragrance, for instance. It has tobacco in it, guys, which is quite a prominent note. It's got some patchouli, which gives it this type of element of maybe like a floral note to it. It says it has sandalwood and cinnamon. Now, you'll notice also in the video with Joanna, she picked up on the fact that it had cinnamon in it. So you do get that type of creamy, not cinnamon-ish, but maybe in the opening you get that type of note. For me, guys, the opening is slightly more floral. I'm going to spray it again. Yeah, I'm getting like a sort of floral. And again, guys, with these Zara fragrances, I know what we pay for it. It's quite alcoholic in the opening, in my opinion. She did say as well, it smelled like it got some whiskey note in there. I do pick up on that. It's either a rum or whiskey note sort of scent that you get with this type of floral note in the background. You do get this type of cream from the cinnamon, borderline sandalwood. And what did I think of it after 12 hours of wearing this? It's definitely one, guys, that you need to reapply. Again, as I say, this is slightly more a mature fragrance. It's not a fragrance I would say is for, I say from 18 or so in your teens. And I think, to be honest, because it's a tobacco note, it's slightly something that I would reserve only probably for the winter months, maybe autumn. It's definitely not something you'd wear in summertime. I know there's some people have mentioned about it being a clubbing fragrance. In my opinion, it definitely isn't. I couldn't imagine wearing this in a club. I would only wear this in the daytime, and I was only wearing this in the daytime when it was actually cold outside. It does project to some extent, but for me, guys, it could get somewhat sickly if it was projecting too much or I oversprayed. I think it's nice. It does give me the idea of Spice Bomb Extreme, but it doesn't really give me that creaminess from Spice Bomb Extreme. The level of depth that you get in that fragrance in comparison, or as we talked about previously, Pure Havana, Tobacco Vanille, it's not that level of complexity, and it's definitely not that level of quality. No offense to the perfumers of this one. I think they've done a good job for those that are on a budget but want to have that feeling of maybe Tobacco Vanille, borderline, obviously going more so into Spice Bomb Extreme, Pure Havana. In comparison to Pure Havana, that projects like a beast. It's not the same type of fragrance. This is a very light version of that. I mean, if that was 100% in respect of projection, this probably would only give you probably maybe 25%. For me, what seemed to linger around more so than anything else was this whiskey sort of note, or cognac note, I would say, with the tobacco note. It's not really something I'd say that's quite, it's not for everybody, I would say, and it could be borderline offensive. If you imagine like, I don't say an old man smoking his pipe, but that's what the smell of this gives me. Somebody who's maybe a bit old school in their way of doing things and have that maybe on their clothes and you can smell it. It's not necessarily offensive to the point that I personally wouldn't want to wear it, but I could see how some people get offended by this one. And I think also, guys, I mean, there's so many fragrances out there. This one would only be probably reserved for the winter months in comparison to the other ones, which are, again, there's another one on there, I can't remember off the top of my head now, it has an apple note in there that's slightly lighter, that's slightly crisper type of note, and the other one, obviously, which the rich warm and addictive one, has that coconut vibe in there. So I think that one's got a little bit more usefulness for the club, while this one seems to be slightly in the direction of more chilled out, more casual, more relaxed. Again, Sunday afternoon sort of lounging around sort of thing, or if you're gonna go out, it's a casual fragrance you could wear in the daytime. How I found this in Luxembourg, obviously the cold weather there is completely different to how it is in the UK. It did project to some extent, but it wasn't too enough to really cut through the cold weather. I think it's lacking that level of depth. And it comes to a scent bubble, scent trail, you do get some of that. You wouldn't project maybe, again, arm's length away as such, but at the same time, within your own type of circle, your own bubble, if that makes sense. Probably, I don't know, maybe your own hand away from you, you could be able to smell it off your skin. But again, it just seems a little bit light in respect of what you'd expect maybe from tobacco fragrances. But the tobacco note is still there, and that rum or that whiskey note is still there, which I think, again, could be slightly offensive to some people. It's not for everybody. I still think it's worth the $12.99. I don't think it's a bad choice at all. If you're looking for different fragrances, and again, you're in the market for something with that tobacco element, this is one to consider. But to be honest, guys, my money would be more so on, I would probably advise, if you can find that bottle now quickly, I would say of all of them in the collection, I'd probably go with this one. And again, this is Rich Warm and Addictive. For me, guys, this has a little bit more fun to it, a little bit more of that, I say, that coconut vibe, which gives it a little bit more to work with. But this one seems slightly more reserved, a bit more, as I say, this older type of mature vibe with this whiskey note. And I think, to be honest, guys, if you're in the market for something where you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you just want to add to your collection, this isn't a bad pickup. It's not a bad pickup. I'm sure they'll do multi-packs shortly, but hey, that's what it is. So 12 hours on, guys. Value for money, I'd say yes. Projection wise, out of 5, I'd probably give it around about 2.5, maybe. It's not a projection monster at all. And again, especially in the cold weather, which is probably the best time to wear this one, you'll get a good bit of longevity, I think. I was getting roughly around about 3 hours or so, which isn't too bad. I mean, when I say that, I mean, this is me when I'm active and walking around. If you're probably settled and it probably dies down on your skin, then probably no more than about 2 and a bit hours. Again, guys, with these fragrances, you just have to be willing to reapply it. And I think, to be honest, guys, would I recommend buying this one again? It's okay if you're into tobacco fragrances. If not, I would say probably stick with this one. It's a little bit safer. But if you prefer tobacco fragrances, guys, this might be something to give a shout out to and check it out for yourselves, guys. So there you go, guys. That was my quick 12 hours afterwards. That was, again, testing this in Luxembourg. It wasn't really appropriate, guys, for me to get females' opinions because I wasn't really in that type of mode. But I will be getting up some new videos very shortly, guys. I have a few other fragrances which I've done some reviews on, and I want to see your thoughts. Thank you very much, guys, for the comments, the likes, and subscriptions. I do appreciate it. The channel is growing. I can see also that some of you guys are making comments. But also, guys, some of you guys are making the comments, but you don't subscribe to the channel. Makes no sense for me to say anything back to you guys. But at the same time, for those that do subscribe, I do appreciate you. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys shortly. Ciao!